the development of small hydro.
To start the project, baseline studies were done in all the states to know their infrastructure facilities to take up small hydro projects. Once that was done, then it was decided to take up the activity of a zonal plan identifying all possible small hydro potential sites. Over 600 topographical sheets were studied, including satellite imaging, vegetation cover, etc. And finally, we arrived at about 2,500 sites which have a potential to set up small hydro projects.
Availability of data like seismicity, forest cover and rainfall pattern on GIS base makes it easy for the investors to evaluate their sites and also to make provision for these factors at the plan stage. An indicator of the success of this activity is that Himachal Pradesh has already offered more than 400 sites to the private sector for development. Over the years, AHEC too has gained from its association with the project. It has now become the nodal point for research and development of small hydro in the country.
As the National Center for the Small Hydropower Development, AHEC contributes for the development of small hydro through planning, designing, testing, training, specifications of the projects owned by the government as well as private sector.
Solang, near Manali, was the first privately owned project under this initiative to be connected to a 33 kVA grid. Fed by Beas, which is a perennial river, Solang has a 1 megawatt capacity.
We have our industry in Paonta Sahib in Himachal, and we thought we will go by the captive mode. I could have done it a year earlier in case there were other infrastructural problems not connected. As you know, it's a remote area. The cooperation from MNES UNDP has been tremendous.
This cooperation between the government, NGOs and private entrepreneurship fructified with the successful launch of the hydels under this project. 14th of June 2002. The stage is all set for the inauguration of the Solang Hydel project. The local deities are here to grace the occasion. All around, there is an air of expectancy. Enthused at the prospect of generation of local employment, Himachal Pradesh was one of the first states to encourage investment in small hydro projects. This feeling of state partnership and ownership is crucial to the sustainability of this project.
There is no threat to environment or ecology from these small hydro projects. It generates local employment, and there will be lesser expenditure for us for its transmission because we will give it locally and our bigger projects can export the power.
Apart from employment generation, locals derive other benefits too from these projects.
They will not have to cut trees for fuel wood. Then they can start cottage industries. And here spinning and weaving is a great industry in Kullu district in particular. So many other things. We are training ladies in fruit processing, smaller units they can do within their own homes if they get power.
Hatapandi paras, bola paras, not rakh dikrara. Hatapandi paras, hatapandi paras, bola paras, not rakh dikrara. Hatapandi paras.
In these mountainous regions, the coming of winter needs a long preparation. And the most visible aspect of this preparation are the stacks of wood that line every household. Though its impact is just beginning to be registered, lighting up the lives of the people of this village since its setting up in the year 2000 is the small hydel project at Koti, 8 kilometers from Solang. Harnessing a tributary of the Beas, the project is designed to generate 200 kilowatt of power. the terrain makes carrying of the heavy machinery and penstock pipes to the site a difficult proposition, but care is taken that there is least possible disturbance to the environment. In a demonstration project, the lessons learnt are very important, for they shape the future policy perspectives. The experience of project implementation helps design models for replication. At the grassroots, this initiative has given hope to the villagers who benefit from the power produced. They are looking forward to the change the project shall bring to their lives.
सर यही फ़ायदा ना जी, पहले जैसे हम दिन में बनाते थे तो रात में कहाँ बनाएंगे, और तो जब लाइट ही नहीं होगी तो कैसे बनाएंगे। अब बिजली के आने से इतना फ़ायदा कि अब हम दिन में और कुछ काम करें तो रात को, आजकल भी सर्दी में भी हम बना सकते हैं, पट्टू वगैरह बना सकते हैं, ऊन वगैरह करा सकते हैं, फिर बच्चों को जैसे होमवर्क वगैरह करवा सकते हैं रात को भी।
The state agencies have developed the projects in the remotest areas as part of UNDP-JEF project.
One such project is Lingti Mini Hydel. At a distance of 408 kilometers from the nearest railhead at Shimla, this project is located in the district of Lahaul and Spiti in Himachal Pradesh. A trench weir diverts water from Lingti Nala, a tributary of the Spiti River. Scooping the mountainside to construct a channel for the water was not an easy job. People in the Spiti Valley are eagerly awaiting the commissioning of this 400 kilowatt hydel. The Lingti project will benefit 16 villages where it has been difficult to provide a dependable supply of electricity thus far.
Tea gardens are one of the potential areas where small hydro can play a very important role. Today, tea gardens are normally using diesel generating sets to meet their electrical requirement and agriculture requirement. If small hydros are set up in these tea gardens, the entire diesel utilization can be eliminated. Taking this into consideration, 3 projects have been taken up in Darjeeling as well as Assam areas.
Darjeeling, the queen of hill stations, is also known the world over for its long leaf tea. Tea bushes are known to be temperamental and do not take kindly to any pollution. However, tea processing happens to be a power-intensive operation where a constant supply of electricity is a prerequisite. Diesel generating sets have come to be the established source of power in the absence of a dependable grid supply. But diesel turns out to be an expensive option, which a recession-hit tea industry would be happy to replace with a cleaner, more affordable option.
Most of us, we are trying to cut down costs on various factors. The major cost, of course, the input being the electricity cost. We thought it is better, why don't we look for some other thing? And the immediate thing which came to our mind was the hydro. It's not available on all the gardens in Darjeeling, but we were very fortunate that in Chamong and Pusumbing, the 2 major gardens, which are very highly quality oriented and require a steady flow of electricity. So that is where the concept of the hydro came in. The factory